Go ahead and read that quote.
Every election cycle we talk about, this is the most election of our lifetime.
What does that mean?
I do not know.
That doesn't sound like proper grammar.
Yeah, that is not.
I'm assuming either Elon or Trump.
So why do you think it would be Elon?
It seems like something he would tweet out.
He's just not a real person.
Who do you think said it? It's just guessing.
Trump.
You think Trump said it? Why do you think Trump said it?
Because he's stupid and sounds like a stupid.
You think Trump is stupid?
Yeah.
You said either him or Donald Trump. What makes you think it's Donald Trump?
I mean, it seems like some illiterate nonsense that would come out of his mouth.
I'm guessing you're not a fan?
Yeah, no.
No, so you will not be voting for him?
No.
No. Did you know that she's probably going to be the new...
Yeah, I have heard.
Yeah, you're going to vote for her?
We'll see.
If she is the person, would you consider voting for her?
I mean, possibly.
Possibly. Yeah, because she doesn't say, like, illiterate things like that. Like, not like that.
Yeah, not like that, certainly.
Yeah, certainly not like that. It was her.
Oh,
it was
wow.
Ow! I didn't know! Ow!
Ladies and gentlemen, only in America we have people doing gender studies and they're calling a rocket scientist stupid. Okay.
Yeah, my first scene I ever shot, I was like so nervous in the makeup chair, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I really doing this? And I was like scared and whatever, and then as soon as that camera started rolling, I just like, I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. Huh? I was so excited for all of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, all of this is so new and exciting. And I'm in LA, like, as I came from Utah, and it just was like the biggest adventure of my life. And still sometimes when I'm doing that drive to LA from Utah, I'll have like a flashback of the first time I drove out in my 2001 Honda Accord that could like barely make it to LA.
So she's an adult actress and I'm happy that she's happy, but at the same time it seems that you like the dopamine effect that people are watching you other than enjoying what you're doing, and the fact that the snippety snip is very high in that department, maybe it's not a very healthy thing to do.
My biggest thing was I made a decision when I was in college. I was like, I'm going to save myself for marriage, because I was like, body, soul, and spirit, Lord, I'm yours. And one day I'm going to look in the face of my spouse. And I said this in our vows. I looked at Grant and I said, now body, soul, and spirit, I'm yours. You have all of me. You have literally all of me.
I'm not saying that you can't have fun. I'm just saying find something that is meaningful without the attention or dependence of so many people. I'm not saying you have to do this like this, but if you're going to eat a bunch of apples and some of them are poisonous, eating a lot, it's going to be an issue. I'm just saying that. So maybe take your time to choose the right apple before you eat too many poisonous apples.
Single moms always be saying stuff like, oh, I'm gonna give my son the world. Bruh, you couldn't even give him a dad.
What did he say?
Not gonna lie, he has a point.
You do believe we should open the border?
Yeah.
What do you think of all these MAGA Republicans that are saying, you know, close the border?
No, I don't agree with the MAGA position on just about anything.
And it doesn't scare you if we open the border, maybe some illegal people could come in that maybe they're traffickers?
I don't buy that. Immigrants flowing into the United States is a net benefit for the economy.
As if like brave me.
All right, because we have Juan here who he needs a home. Yeah. So all we're asking for, sir, is like if you could house him for a minimum of 3 months.
No, I'm not going to house anybody.
I like you, man. You lie a lot.
Wait.
No,
he's a good guy and he's a hard worker. I swear.
Don't doubt it. I have a very small place. No, I live alone and I...
But sir, here's my question. If we're going to open the border and you're not willing to provide... Yeah, he said yeah.
No.
He said what?
Oh, no. It's opposite day, so it means yes.
Sí o no?
Anyway, I'll say good evening.
No,
sir, can we at least agree that you don't actually believe in an open border?
Not in that sense, no.
This nigga.
It's easy to virtue single if you don't have to do the work, but you like to tell other people to do the work that are working very hard because you're like, well, I'm in a disadvantaged position, but I want to play with the moral point.
Do you ever wish? Lucia has 2 moms. I'm not one of them, but she has 2. Do you ever wish that you had a dad?
Yeah.
Why?
Because dads are a little bit stronger, kind of. But girls can be stronger.
Have you seen your mothers? They're very strong.
Not as strong as Uncle Michael.
Oh yeah? So what do you need a stronger person for? To lift heavier things?
No, to lift me up.
Oh, to lift you up?
And I once heard someone that has a dad, and I made friends with them, and she said in the pool there's this floaty, and they lay in it, and their dad picks the floaty up. He picks it up and hold it like this, and then they like clean our tent.
Okay, so you want a dad so he can lift things, including you.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other reasons you want it?
No, not really.
So really, you just want your moms to go to the gym and get stronger. So if your moms could lift you over your head in the pool, would you still want a dad?
Yes.
I find it very interesting how they try to over-explain the thing that the daughter was trying to say, but I can say it very simply. Mommy use nurture, and she wants to feel protected. Simple. I saw right there a shooter. I hope the FBI people also saw the shooter, but they decided, we don't cover that place. Who is that guy? Is it ours? Hey, by the way, I saw a black woman.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask, continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that is the part that people want you to forget, especially the Democrats, because hey, we need the black votes, and for now, Chameleon, you better turn into a black woman.
You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner, first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that, and let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense, and then you said you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that black voters should trust you with another 4 years.
I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Ladies and gentlemen, they went right in at the beginning. They've never done that to Kamala. They've never done that to Joe Biden. And when I see that, I'm like, yo, what the heck is happening?
How dare you?
She couldn't Zoom, but she did Zoom somewhere else. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And you're late? I just wish certain black people can be less emotional.
No! Oh, damn!
Can you define open border, Dennis?
Yes, letting anybody who wants to come into this country come in.
And then to be clear, you think that that's the case right now?
That's the case right now. And that is the case what the Democrats want. They have sanctuary cities all over my state.
Excuse me, sanctuary city has nothing to do with immigration.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Oh, as sure as it does. If you are here illegally, we will not allow ICE or anyone else to take you away. You can come. That's what sanctuary city means.
That is not what a sanctuary city is.
Oh,
That's
really?
not what a sanctuary... Sure, I can tell you what it means. When it comes to enforcing immigration, that is exclusively in the purview of the United States government. Now, it tends to be the case that if you're a state official, you can collect information about whether or not a person is here legally or not. And if you want, you can turn that information over to federal authorities like Immigrations and Customs Enforcement or like the Department of Homeland Security. You don't have an obligation to do so. And some cities explicitly say we won't. So a sanctuary city is just a city where if they arrest you, they're not going to do an immigration check. And if you fail, they're going to turn you over to the federal authorities. As somebody that is a conservative, who I imagine would have an appreciation for the concept of federalism, but the important protections of states' rights, because that's what we said when we threw abortion back to the states, you should champion a state deciding whether or not they would want to cooperate with a federal authority when it comes to turning somebody over for matters of deportation. But a sanctuary city does not legalize illegal immigration. It's just whether or not a city wants to cooperate with federal investigators when it comes to turning over an undocumented citizen or immigrant.
Thank you, Destiny. By speaking fast and over-explaining yourself, and you just prove him right.
Surprise, motherfucker.
He's out because now we don't have someone who thinks like this.
Right, exactly. Because Donald Trump, he just really, he was the devil.
Yeah.
He was the devil.
And it's showing when he says things like this.
Yeah.
So the devil would say things like this.
Exactly.
Would you ever expect our current administration, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, to use this type of language when talking about people wanting to come into our country?
No,
hell no.
No,
They
they
got
wouldn't
more
even
class
do
than
that.
that.
They're classy people.
Yeah, they got more class than that. No.
So they wouldn't do that.
So I want you to read this headline from Politico.
Harris blunt message in Guatemala, do not come to the U.S. Oh, she said that?
Everything I just said was not Donald Trump. It was Kamala Harris.
So I like to inform people so they can have an idea how easily people are being manipulated.
Show me the facts.
I'm sorry, Donald Trump.
Read that headline to me.
I don't like him either, but I apologize.
I'm just happy she apologized because a lot of people don't have time to read all the stuff I do.
It all bothers me, the fragility of the human mind. You know, that so everybody forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst vice president. She's the least popular vice president of all time. And then in a moment in time, all of a sudden she's our solution. She's our hero. Everybody's with her. All these social media posts about her. Try Googling a negative story on her. You won't find one.
So,
ta-da!
Okay, if I Google Hillary Clinton, and I have it so Google gives fairly positive stories about Hillary as the first 10 results, you're not going to go to the second page. If I Google Donald Trump and Google gives you 7 negative stories, it's going to move the needle a little bit toward her
Quite
against
a bit.
him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk Googled it and he noticed the difference. Different people noticed this too. They noticed the difference. I Googled in freaking Spain and I noted the difference. And I'm telling you to press the like button so I can notice the difference.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde, kush hash purple skunk, criollo colombici jam jam, durloketa berdetta welcome.